successful to the point where I don't have to work a regular job.
Yes.
And my wife and kids are good.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, I'm all right. How you doing?
What we doing?
Man, you know, we're in Frisco, Texas. You see the blue skies, you know the wind, you know, we out here. 45 minutes north of Dallas.
All right.
We at Main Tower, brother.
Let's get it.
You ready to eat?
Come on, man. Look at me.
Hey,
I ain't ready to eat.
look at me. We at Main Tower. Let's go. Let's get it. From Taste of Fame, we have the Rockfordian, the filmmaker, the content creator, the best from Rockford, Illinois. And also, I want to say this newly acquired Cowboy Nation fan, since we just picked up George Pickens.
Right, okay.
Davarion Jarvelle here.
Yeah, see, y'all took George from us. I mean, he was disappointing me a little bit with the Butterfingers, you know, last season, but you know, y'all can have. We gonna try something else. We're gonna try something else.
Y'all gonna try something else?
Yeah,
what about old Aaron Rodgers? I had a pokey on that.
No, let's not talk about that. Let's go into something else. Let's not do Aaron Rodgers now.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and start from the beginning. You're a Rockfordian from Rockford, Illinois.
Yep.
Tell us about your background.
As far as just everything I do?
Yes, sir, everything that you do, and as far as, you know, your household, how you grew up.
Oh man, I grew up, you know, 2-parent household. We, you know, projects, Project Baby, Fairgrounds. I was born in '89 in Fairgrounds. My mom, hustler though, so by the time I was 7, we was out of the projects and moved on to the east side of my city, Rockford, and it was culture shock, you know, moving from where it's a lot of black people at to where it's, you know, it's a few scattered here and there. But my dad's whole thing was he didn't want me to grow up the way he grew up, so he made sure I wasn't in the streets at all. You know what I'm saying? Me and my baby brother, we wasn't in the streets at all, and you know, we just kind of got that hustler mentality and all that from my mom and our dads, because my dad was always a go-getter. My mom, she made sure everything was straight, held it down, and they held it together for as long as they could. You know, when I was about 16 is when they split up, and I ended up moving with my dad. And it was just, it was a lot more independent with my dad, you know what I'm saying? I had to do a lot more, and that's what kind of molded me into just a self-starter, you know? I wasn't getting babied, you know? My dad was like, man, you know, you gotta be a man, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and, you know, and from there, I've learned how to be a self-taught person. I taught myself how to write scripts. I taught myself how to film. I've taught myself everything, really. It's all just books and videos and researching, you know.
Okay. So with that, you talked about your mom being a hustler. So was she just working, or did she just do side hustles too?
My mom did a lot of stuff, but she's a bus driver. She's still bus driving. It's been like almost 30 something years, and she lives in Atlanta now. So she left and moved to Atlanta, but she's still down there doing what she do, you know. And I'm grinding because I told her, look, I'm gonna be the reason you stop driving buses. That's my plan for you. Just chill out. Where you want a house, let's get it there.
I like that. And your dad, you said at 16 you moved in with him.
Yeah.
And you said he just kind of made you into a man where you just had to do things on your own. Kind of go into specifically kind of what you had to do.
It was just a harder, not a harder time, but it was like it was more of a, you got to step up, because this is your household, you take care of business, you know. So I had to pay the lights, you know what I'm saying? He took care of a lot of everything else. I had to pay the lights, but it was like 16 years old, my first job, I was working at a nursing home, and it was like, you got a responsibility. Make sure you save money to pay bills, because that's what's gonna come after you leave the house. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you stay on top of that. And he taught me all of that. He didn't cut no corners as far as like making sure I knew exactly what to do, how to do it. This is where you go to pay this you got to go, and let me do it. And it was like, man, can you go do that? Didn't take me to go do it. Just like, it's here. Go in there, make sure you get it done.
And a message just for the youth, because I was the same way. I started working at 13. So you saying you working, and it got the grind you have today is from that.
For sure.
So kind of maybe even just to shoot out just a message to the youth, to parents who don't want their kids to work.
That don't want them to work.
Yes, because
you got to get them out there working. You got to get them out there working. The funny story is about my first job is I came home from school one day. I just pulled up at the house. My mom came out and was like, "You got an interview at 4:00." I said, "An interview?" This was like 4 months after I turned 16. I was like, "I didn't even fill out the application." She said, I did. Tell them you swept floors at Tracy's salon. If they ask you what was your prior job, I went in there. Yeah, I swept floors at my mom's friend's salon, and I was at the nursing home the next week. 4 to 8, Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? So it all worked out. But my mom made sure I got out there in the working field as soon as I was able to.
man, I love that, and but that's a little different. And the reason I say that, most kids, their first job is at a fast food.
Right.
My first experience at a nursing home, I walked in. We were volunteering, and it was not well taken care of. So of course, I smelled feces and I smelled
it's like
pee
that. It get like that.
And we volunteered, and we actually helped them with Thanksgiving with a turkey.
Okay.
So what was that like for you? Being at that age, kind of walking into that, maybe listening to the older people there.
What's crazy? When I do my content, it's a character named Mr. Willie. If you go back, you see Mr. Willie. He trained me at Walmart in my skits. It was a guy named Willie, older guy. He was like 60 back then. I was 16. He trained me just like he showed me how to cut the corners, how to do it the fast way. This is what you want to do at this time. This is what you want to do. So he made it easy. He put me up on game how people act. Okay, you don't want to mess with her. She talked to the boss a lot. You need to do this and you do that. So, and I kind of incorporated that into my skits too. And I didn't realize that, a lot of people really go through that when they get their first job, that they find that one person who looks out for them. He just passed away probably like 6 or 7 years ago.
Sorry for your loss. Like a mentor.
Yeah. So, and Mr. Willie was super cool, man. And I was like, man, he looked out for me. As soon as I got in there, it was like first day. Hey, D, this is what you do. You do this. And if you want to make sure you're on top of your game, as soon as they come down from upstairs, you want to knock these dishes out. You don't want to wait till the end of the night like everybody else. Knock these out right here in between. Usually people will be sitting doing nothing, but I don't want you sitting doing nothing. Just knock it out so that when you come down later, you ain't got that much to do, and you can be done before everybody else. So he kind of just put me up on game on all that different type of stuff.
Okay, so he sounds like he was a guardian angel, kind of an angel for you.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he looked out. For
but
sure.
you alluded to it and said that he was one of your Walmart character.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorites, besides the McDonald's character as well. So do most of your characters, or is it from like your real life experiences?
Yeah, a lot. I tell people all the time, I wouldn't be able to make content if I didn't live a life. If I sit in the house for like 3, 4, 5 days or something like that, I don't have no content, because it's like stuff, and like I just go out into the world and see stuff. And that's how I come up with content, because there'll be some days when I don't have nothing. One day I pulled up at a Subway, seen a young dude outside kind of looking, trying to figure out who I was. That day I was like, let's do a skit about that one friend who's paranoid whenever y'all out talking and you can't really have a conversation with him. And that's where that skit came from. It was like real life. That day I went home, filmed it, got it out. So everything I do is real life.
So the hustling came from your parents, but then also, do you feel like that's a gift from God? Because everyone's not able to see the world that way and then translate it to content.
No, yeah, and that's it took me a long time to realize that a lot of people are cool being where they are. A lot of people get settled and they're happy. I tried rapping. I tried being a script writer for years and tried to sell scripts. I mean, I'm sending out 150 emails a day to different production studios trying to get my stuff out. I tried everything. I was just trying anything to be, but it was like, it's about the resilience. When you got that, if you can pivot and keep moving, the game gonna change. Because that's how I got to content creation, because I was telling, my friend told me once I really started moving, he was like, remember you told me, man, years ago, you was like, man, if we can put our life into skits, our lives would change. And I was like, I told you that? He was like, yeah. I said, I don't remember it, but I'll take credit for it. So I said it, obviously. I told him, man, if we can put our life into skits, the game gonna change. And I figured it out. And I'm in Dallas right now talking to you. So come on now.
You spoke it into existence. It happened, manifested it for sure. And for the audience who don't know, you have some skills rapping. So I give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
Appreciate that, man.
And but then you later on you went to release Thicker Than Water.
Yep.
You released the short films that you have right now,
Yep.
Love and Hate. Tell me about those. How were those developed? Because you are a filmmaker, outside of the content creation.
Yeah, Thicker Than Water came out of nowhere though. Thicker Than Water really came out of me being a rapper. I was broke. I didn't have enough money to pay for somebody to shoot videos, so I had to learn how to shoot my own music videos. And I tell people that all the time. If you don't have enough money to get somebody to do it, learn how to do it yourself. I'm a graphic designer too. I did graphics. I learned how to do my own mixtape covers because couldn't pay nobody. Thicker Than Water came about. I was sitting with my homie and he was like, I was like, man, let's try to film something. You know what I'm saying, like a movie. I didn't know nothing about writing a script. I didn't know nothing about editing film. I went online, typed in how to record dialogue for a movie on YouTube. I watched a YouTube video, learned how to set the camera up and record the dialogue. We wrote one scene together. Me and my cousin, we wrote one scene together. He didn't show back up to write again. I finished writing it myself. It's a tedious process that, people to sit and rack your brain and write it out and make it sound good. A lot of people don't want to go through that. But once I did it, I fell in love with the process and we did it. So I got my cousin, I got my baby brother in there. My cinematographer, Pierre, is in there. Just everybody around me that was family, that was willing to do it, I put them in there.
So with that, there are people all over the nation. So you have a gift, but not only do you have the gift and the talent, you have the grind that goes with that. But it's all about a team. So yep. we have people out here where you may be in a community where you don't have that team.
Right.
What would you suggest to them? Because you have your family, you had friends that were willing to invest in you even when you didn't have it.
Man, in this world that we live in now, the internet is too powerful. If you don't have those people in your direct circle, you reach out on the internet, because we didn't have enough people. I reached out to somebody on the internet, my homie Nas. He showed up, one of my best friends to this day. And I didn't know him other than what I seen on Facebook and was like, man, I think he can play this character. He showed up and was like, I'm ready to do it. And made it happen. So if you don't have it around you, use the internet. It's so powerful. It's so powerful to find somebody a city over, 2 cities over, who actually wants to do the same thing you're doing. And they just looking for somebody to link up with and do it too.
So me being naive at first, you said that you looked online, you saw how to write down the scripts,
yep.
And it was a tedious process. You went through it. I was thinking maybe it was like a lean on me type of moment where you were in high school, you were good in reading or writing, and some teacher said, hey, you got to yeah.
I hated writing. I hated English class. I think it's just the fact that I love the creative process though. I love the finished product. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go through a lot of stuff to get to the finished product and make it look good. So I went through a lot just to learn how to write the script for Love and Hate. So I can send out actual scripts to people like, this is what I'm trying to do. Check this out. And not just have it on loose leaf paper written down the wrong way. I'm trying to show people it's a more professional way. And I taught myself. You don't have to pay for these classes. YouTube University is powerful. And that's what I tell people. It's very powerful. Get on there, search it up, Google it, and just read. You gotta want to read though. Reading is fundamental when it comes to this type of stuff. I've read many books on screenwriting to learn how to properly tell a story with the 3-act structures and all that, and character development, But it's all, if you want to be self-taught, you have to research, and that's all it takes though. You don't have to wait for nobody to show you nothing, teach you nothing. You can learn it yourself.
And like you said, they have Audible, YouTube
sure.
University if you
Yeah.
if you struggle at reading. And one person that surprised me is when they said that R. Kelly couldn't read.
Right.
Or he
Right.
could write but couldn't read. And I was like, he's writing all of those
All
songs.
them songs.
So I'm like, man, if he can do it, anybody can.
For sure.
You know, what has been your biggest challenge in film, and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge in film is consistency of other people. That's the hardest thing when you're leading the charge. The hardest thing is to get everybody on board. Because if you look at Thicker Than Water, we made it to episode 6, and then I had an actor have a child. Then I have an actor who didn't want to show up. Then I had this, and I had that. So I just pivoted from it. I was like, well, let's do something else. You know, because I don't want to keep trying to beg people to show up. Then we did Love and Hate. And Love and Hate is just a product of the fact that I started moving up in trajectory and everything just went awry. Because that was my plan. Part A, Part B was going to knock out Part C. But it got to a point where once I started doing the content creation, I didn't have time to really lock everybody in. And then, you know, next thing you look up, somebody's growing dreads, somebody got another baby, somebody switched their job, somebody moved out of town, you know, and that's just what it is. But that's those type of things. The way I overcame it is to kind of block out all of the noise that was coming along with it and focus on what I had to do. Because I realized this, and I talk to my homie Pierre about this all the time. I said, I realized this, once I pushed all waiting on somebody else aside, when it's just me and my camera and my light set up in my closet, I'm good. I don't have to wait on nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. Once I did that, I'm here now. You know, and I'm not saying I'm here as in I'm famous. It's like I'm here now to successful to the point where I don't have to work a regular job.
Yes.
And my wife and kids are good.
You control your own destiny.
I control my own destiny, and that's what it was.
So how do you stay motivated, you know, during tough times, you know, or even periods of self-doubt? Are there times when you have self-doubt?
It's not really self-doubt.
Okay.
It's when you get too involved watching other people, and I tell people don't watch other people, but I've been the victim of it myself. You would see somebody rise to fame super quick, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're like, come on, man, how they do that? Why they get that? And I'm over here shooting a movie scene every day, posting every day, different characters, different clothes, different voices, and I haven't gotten it yet. But I don't never like. It's not a jealousy thing. It's okay, they got that. I know my time coming. I'm gonna just keep going, and I haven't stopped. It's hard. Once you get the momentum rolling, going downhill, it's hard to stop. Like I don't feel right not posting for one day. It's like every day I gotta post something, and it's always been that way. And I only post once a day. I don't overpost because I'm big on quality over quantity. So it's once a day. You're gonna get 365 videos a year out of me, but they're gonna be all quality. You're gonna rock with all of them, you know, as opposed to 10,000 videos where I'm just in my room doing nothing, you know. So it's just you know.
And you know, with that resiliency that you have, what are the most important skills or traits that you think have contributed to your success?
The ability to overcome the cringe era. Because when you're doing content creation, there's a part where you start feeling it's a cringy thing you're doing. When you got your friends coming up to you being like, hey, you doing TikTok? You know what I mean? That's what you're trying to do? You trying to do content creation? And then you're like, maybe I should stop because they're looking at me funny. But you don't want to stop. You just keep going. And if you get past that, nobody can tell you nothing. Because the same people who looked at me and was like, you doing TikToks now? Hey, I'm trying to get on TikTok. How you do that? Yeah. And that's what it is now. And I still help them because I'm not a gatekeeper.
You're a good brother then.
I'm not a gatekeeper by any means.
No Heisman?
Nothing, man. When somebody asks me something in my inbox, man, what do you use to edit? what program you use? Oh, I use this. I use that. You know what I'm saying? And I tell them, because it's like I can give you everything, but if you're not willing to lock in for a year, if you're not willing to post videos for a year straight and get 10 views on every video, then you're not ready to be a creator.
You sound like Kanye when he was locked in his room with the beats.
Because you're gonna have to. You got to go through it.
Yeah.
You got to go through it.
Okay. What is your goal? You know, as far as film, what do you see as the future? You know, in this industry.
My whole thing, the reason I started content creation, if you can look at my skits and be like, that guy has a film background. He's setting up a scene. He's setting up characters. My whole thing is getting back to film. I got so many scripts written. I want to sell a TV show. I want to see created by Davarion Jarvelle on Netflix. And it's a series that I created, you know? And that's my whole plan. My whole plan was to keep grinding with the content creation, do it as long as possible, make as much money as possible, and get back to where I can put it into my film. That's what I want to do, get right back to filmmaking, writing. I want to direct. You know, I directed all that stuff you've seen, and that was my first time. When you seen Thick in the Water, that's my first time shooting with a camera ever. You know, but we made it happen. And, you know, and you got to just get out there and do it. When you get out there and do it, you learn on the fly. It's trial and error. That's the best way to learn.
I agree. I saw that your favorite movie directors, and I may be killing their names, Antoine Fuqua and F. Gary Gray.
F. Gary Gray.
Why are they your favorites?
Because Friday is my favorite movie of all time. Because it was real to what I grew up in. I'm not from South Central or nothing like that, but the hood wasn't bad. When I grew up.
Facts.
The hood was like fun. You know, occasionally it was some fighting or some shooting going on, but we as kids, man, we had a great time. And when I watched that movie, it's like, okay, Menace to Society came out, South Central, all them movies that came out, Boys in the Hood, and it was all tragedies. And it was like, when Friday came along, it was like, see, the hood is fun. You know, you can have fun in the hood and do that. That's actually the first script I looked at to learn how to write in script format. I looked at Friday and saw how Ice Cube wrote it, and I learned how to write that way.
Nice. And just seeing that made you a fan of both of those.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And speaking of movies, so besides Friday, what's your other favorite movies? What's your top three?
Top three movies?
Top three movies.
You caught me off guard now. Okay, so I'll say Friday's definitely one.
Forrest Gump's one of mine. I throw that out there.
Is it? Okay. Friday's definitely one of mine. Training Day is one. I can watch that movie every day. You know, so I like the performances in that, and that's Antoine Fuqua. When it comes to film, it's so hard, and probably Dumb and Dumber. That's three.
Okay.
Like I can watch Dumb and Dumber every day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like that, and I also liked what I'm realizing. Like you said, they were in South Central.
Yep.
I'm in the Deep South in Texas. You're in Rockford, Illinois, but we all had similar experiences. But when you're living as a kid, you think it's just your hood, your situation, and your state. But the more I keep talking to people, it's in Ohio, Florida, New York. You know, I thought Florida was just beaches, and then I went to the hood. It was a little different.
It's a lot that I learned, you know what I'm saying, doing the content. I learned that brokenness bonded me with so many people. When I tell my broke stories of growing up, and you realize that some dude that lived in a trailer park, some young white dude lived in a trailer park, another white dude lived in Maine, somebody in Seattle grew up the same way you did, black, Mexican, whatever. It's like, dude, we all going through the same stuff, and we all had the same childhood. You just didn't know until you put it out there, you know. And people are like, man, my mom used to do that, and it's like, dang, that's crazy, you know.
And me as a black man, you know, I never thought it was a possibility to see a black, you know, film director.
Right.
That was just something here, you know, in the South that was broadcasted for us. Like, I talked to guys from New York, they're already privy to the stock market. You know, I'm learning from YouTube University.
Right.
You think about film, you think Hollywood, people in California, you know, USC, they have more of more, they can put their hands on those specific industries. But you doing that is exciting. One guy that excited me was Ryan Coogler. So
man.
that Black Panther, like when that first Black Panther came out, I never saw us portrayed like that,
right?
Never. And I was motivated, and I took some kids to see it, and it motivated me as a grown man.
Right.
So that was a movie that motivated me, and then Sinners. So I want to ask you about it because I listened to Ryan Coogler, and I'm like, okay, this brother sounds like he's from Cali, like he's Cali through and through.
For sure.
And that I was like, okay, because of course we talk, we're professional, but him being from his area, I respected and I loved, and I would love to talk to him because I'm like, he's talking like you can tell he's from Cali.
You can tell he's from Oakland.
Yeah,
he got it. It's just in there.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, Sinners, what? Give me your critique. Yeah, what you thought about the movie, Michael B. Jordan? Give me your thoughts on that.
I enjoyed it all the way. I came down here and realized that y'all got the 70 millimeter theater down here, so I was trying to catch it on a re-release on the 70 millimeter, the wide joint, sold out completely. But I didn't
even know we had it.
So yeah, y'all got it here. The movie was great. The performances were absolutely amazing. And then the more I dig into the movie, the more I love how it was filmed. My favorite scene was in the car with Delroy Lindo was having the monologue. Then he went into the song. And when I found out that was improvised, it changed the game for me.
For me too.
It changed the game because it's like you can be that immersed into a character that it just make you go there, and then everybody around you is like, oh, he going there. Stay in character. Let's meet him where he at. And it just changed the game. It's an amazing movie. And Ryan Coogler has been one of my favorite directors since Fruitvale Station. And I'm not ashamed to say nothing. My first time I ever cried watching a movie as a man was Fruitvale Station. Because I'm a father of 4. I got 4 daughters. So when he got shot on the subway thing, and he was like, but what about my daughter? The first thing he said, broke me down. Because I was like, I couldn't even imagine it, leaving my daughter like that at that age when she's young. It's crazy.
And you say you have 4 daughters.
4 daughters. Yep.
Okay, so no sons?
No sons, man.
So tell me, are you gonna go for some more sons, or?
My youngest daughter is turning 8 in October. Okay. I feel like I'm too far gone now. I don't want to start over.
I understand.
You know, we got 10 more years to me and my wife get to just travel the world and do it. It's just me and her.
I understand.
You know, so that's the plan.
Okay.
I wanted a boy, but as the years went by, I'm like, I don't want to start over.
I understand. Hey, smart man. So you love that part? That was your favorite part of the movie? I'm not sure. I just loved how, I'm from the South.
Right.
So even though it was kind of slavery-ish,
yeah,
I'll say in a sense, I love the Southern twist that it had to the movie. I just loved it, That was what I enjoyed about the movie.
Yeah.
But you're looking at it from that director cut.
Yeah.
And any other parts of the movie that you were just very fond of.
What's his name, man? Cornbread. When he came back and he was a vampire, he was trying to convince them to let him in. It felt real. You know what I'm saying? And I love that whole part of it because he was like, they knew, okay, that's not him. He don't even talk like that, but he's really trying to get back in here. I laughed and I was like, he played the hell out of that. He played the hell out of that character because I was like, nah, you can't let that man in there. He's not the same. But it just felt perfect how it came about. I'm still mad he went that far to use the bathroom. I would have went right around that little corner, just cut, boom, right there.
Right there. On the
right
side
by the door.
Building. Come on now. Come on, Cornbread.
Yeah.
But and then we'll finish up. This will be one of the last questions. What are your thoughts with this trend of 100 men versus 1 gorilla? What?
Man, look, man, the gorilla is my favorite animal. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I see what they're capable of. Now,
Smart man.
yeah, I made a video about it. First off, when people be like, man, we're just rush 100, it's impossible. 100 people are not going to be able to touch it at one time. You can only send a few. You send a few, they're gone. But man, people, that's just the arrogance of man. And I was talking about that. I said, if we humans are so arrogant. What makes you think you're gonna be able to beat something that can just crush your head like a grape? Like he could just be like, and it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm not messing with it. I know I won't be there.
Yeah.
I won't be there. So.
Oh yeah. So tell me anything else that you want to cover, before we finish up and get to the food.
Man, I want to talk about, like I like to talk about my wife and how important she was in this whole situation. It'll be going on 4 years this year. I'm married. We've been together for 13 years, you know what I'm saying? And just the amount of belief she had in me to let me do what I do. A lot of people rag on marriage. I make fun of the podcasters who talk so down on marriage, but it's the most important thing that having a significant other that really believes in you is
brother.
Everything. But I also say on the flip side, you have to give them something to believe in. You can't just say, I want to be a rapper and you're going to believe me, I'm about to be a famous rapper. Just believe me. If she's not seeing you out here actively putting CDs out, making a couple dollars here and there from shows, 'cause my wife when I was making a little bit of money and my wife was taking care of stuff and it was like, okay, it had to be 60-40 sometimes. She took care of the 60, I took care of the 40 because that's all I could afford. But she was like, do your thing. And when it got real country and I was like, man, look, I'm about to go back to work. Because I was working at Costco before I stopped Costco to do the content creation. And she was like, nah, you don't need to go back. She seen the vision in me already. And she already knew that this day where we at now would come where I can make money doing something I love to do. And it's just having that significant other is important, but you got to do right by people. And that's what I want to say to people. Do right by people. If somebody helped you on your way up, you reach back. A lot of people get to the top and be like, nobody helped me, it was all on my own. Man, I'm gonna scream my wife's name from the mountaintop and be like, man, without her, I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably still be at Costco right now if it wasn't for her. You know what I'm saying? Pushing carts and doing whatever. But she believed in everything I showed her. And here we are, man.
Man, amen, man. And I push that message a lot.
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, we don't need to get married. No, you need that significant other.
You need that.
On the opposite side of what you're saying, if you pick that wrong partner, instead of you working at Costco, you could be locked up on the block.
Exactly.
So it's very important. So man, I appreciate that.
A lot of people be so into toxic. You look online and be like, oh man, I love a woman that's a little crazy. If you see crazy, get gone. Find peace. When you find peace, you got everything. Because my house is peaceful. When I'm doing my videos, my wife makes sure the kids are quiet. We don't have to worry about it. None of that. She's like, okay, your dad's doing the videos. Just keep it down for a minute. And you got to have just that. You got to have somebody that really believes in you. Even though I believe in myself, she believes in me a lot.
Man, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man.
And again, you're on Taste of Fame. Thank you for coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
This is ground chicken. So we put in there. Make sure it's cooked before you put the vegetable on. Onion, mushroom, jalapeno, and basil. A lot of basil for Thai style basil leaf. Make sure it's hot again. Just put dump in there. bell pepper, make sure it's colorful. Dump in there. A little bit of water. And this is salt, basil salt. There you go. Don't miss this. This is a Thai chili pepper. Thai chili pepper in there. Fresh pepper. Yeah? They put a little dot soy sauce, make colorful a little bit. There you go. All finished. With a fried egg on top. There we go. Spicy basil leaf.
Jalapenos in here, huh?
I think he's bell peppers.
Okay.
Maybe not.
No, I think he grabbed some jalapenos. Think I seen
Get
it.
real small.
Get you some rice.
Okay.
Rice go with that, you know what I'm saying?
Then whatever dish you do, make sure it's a small one.
Yeah.
Make you sweat. It's hot.
No, no, hey. No, that's good.
Some rice right there too.
Yeah, that's decent right
It
there.
ain't too spicy.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess I didn't directly eat a jalapeno though. but for this right here, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's a good flavor in there. Hold on now.
Oh, you hit the jalapeno.
I got the spice.
Okay. That's fine.
I got the spice.
Okay.
But no, that's it though.
Well, I appreciate you trying.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
all right,
it though.
got your water.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah. The spice came after it hit me. Yeah.
So it's finna go down the forehead a little bit.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on now. Yeah. The flavor's good, man.
Okay.
This is a little more spicy than what I usually eat,
Let's find something that ain't
but
spicy.
this good though. I got it one more. Yeah. All right, now. What's this?
Spicy basil leaf.
Let's get that.
Oh, that's what
Just
you
less spicy though.
Oh, okay. Less spicy.
Yeah.
And that's what you like though.
Yeah, that's good.
That was less spicy. I mean, we can make it spicy more.
No.
We can make it.
He kind of grabbed me a couple of them.
He said he
No,
want
I want Thai chili.
Thank you, man. You know, these for my mouth and my head, man. They going for my head. No, it's good. I appreciate it. Man. Yeah.
Hi guys, we're here at Mani Thai Cuisine, but I come here for the Laos food. Literally, I bring all my clients here, bring all my family and friends here. They're stopping by because this has very authentic, traditional Laos food. Like right now, I'm eating kapun, and I asked for pepper because you know you have to have pepper with kapun, and the fish paste or the shrimp paste because y'all check this out. This is authentic, real kapun. So if you're in Frisco, stop by here because this place is amazing.
I'm gonna get a bite out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing back there.
You right to get the sweet, that spicy,
I wasn't expecting it. It got me. That's it, man.
And what is that right there? That's the rib?
And the spice basically with ribs.
Spice basically the rib. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's spice fire. Oh yeah.
What flavors you taste?
But a little bit of everything. It's like explosion. Flavor explosion. I don't know what it is, but it's fine.